Man, the way we hung up on the wall, right? The helicopter propped up against the wall. There's a wheel on the back section of a Blackhawk, and that wheel's the only load bearing for the back half of the helicopter. That wheel landed on the wall.
Shit.
Right? Had that wheel been 10 inches this way or 10 inches this way, tail section would have broke. I wouldn't be here, right? The height of the wall was 10 feet. Our helicopter hit. If you watch the Zero Dark 30 movie, the main rotor hits the ground, comes snapping off. That did not happen. Right? We hit. I jump out this door and run away, turn around and look, and the main rotors are still turning. They're within about a foot of hitting the ground. You want to talk about the big guy? Right? When your time's up, your time is up, and it was not our time. Inches.
Damn.
Landed perfectly. Helicopter didn't roll. Main rotor blades didn't snap off. Nothing. 40 feet up. You tell me how that happened.
Why did the helicopter crash?
Great question. Okay. So, do you know what was happening in Washington, D.C. the day before the mission that the president would have wanted to be at?
I don't remember.
A White House Correspondents' Dinner. So, the day we had originally planned to launch our mission was the day before we actually went. Right? It was a weekend, zero illume, so good time to go. President got involved. It was like, hey, can you guys push this one day to the right? Can we push to the right? I want to hit my dinner. Okay, so we moved the op to the right. Not me, it was well above my pay grade. The op was moved to the right. The next day, the temperature was roughly 8 degrees warmer than the day prior. You know how temperature affects density altitude, how a bullet flies over a mile. It affects how much lift a helicopter can have. So hypothetically, if because I'm not speaking in real terms of weights, right? If our helicopter could carry, say, 1,000 pounds, say we were at 800 pounds of load, that's fine. We operate within those margins. Normal. The next day, 8 degrees warmer, temperature, we didn't have the lift. So what I've been told is we got into the target area. Our pilot was at full throttle, and we settled with power because he didn't have enough ass to keep the helicopter in the air. So why did we crash? Because the President Obama needed to hit the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, it's a portion of it.
Wow. Unfucking believable, man.
The only political shots I take in No Easy Day, right? I make 2 political shots because I hate all politicians. Biden, right? He was VP at the time. We meet him after the raid, and he's like literally handsy, like trying to rub guys' shoulders and like tell them bad jokes in their ears. Like we're not teenage girls with ice cream here, dude. Like, come on. It's like, who's the drunk uncle that showed up at Thanksgiving? Like, oh, that's the vice president. Like, okay, that makes sense.
Oh shit.
And then Obama was great, right? Super smooth. We all stood up there, got our photo with him, gave a great speech, and then he invites us all to the White House, to the residence, for a beer. Okay. I'm very apolitical, but if a sitting president invites me and my team that just risked our lives for whatever to the White House to have a beer with the sitting president, you go, right? You're going to go, right? He invites the freaking women's World Cup soccer team, whatever. Like, everybody goes to the White House. Here's a sitting president inviting us to the White House for a beer right after we probably got him reelected. Do you think he ever followed up with that invite?
Probably not.
Nope. And so I bet you voted for change too. Like, that's my only one-liner in the book of like, yeah, I bet if you're still waiting for Obama to invite you to the White House for a beer, I know you just risked your life for him and you probably got him reelected. He invited you for a beer, but you think he's ever going to follow up with that? No.
Wow. Not surprising though. Not surprising.
So, yeah, all my buddies are jumping out the other side of the helicopter and going to work. And I'm like, they're going to fucking make fun of me later if they see me over in the corner. So I couldn't run around the front of the helicopter. The main rotor blades are still turning. I literally had to run down along the wall underneath. There's like 3 or 4 of us on our side, but we all ran underneath the helicopter, joined with the team, and breached one gate, and we were back in the original compound that we would have fast roped into, but about a minute delay. So our plan had gone sideways, right? Our plan was top down, bottom up. Plan had gone completely sideways. We crashed into the compound. Second helicopter, there was no radio call between dash 1 and dash 2 that we'd gone in.
Were you going to be on the top or on the bottom?
We were fast roping 40 feet down into the compound. My team was clearing and securing one of the southern buildings, and then we'd all wrap into the bottom floor and go up. Chalk 2 was supposed to go to the roof and work down. As Chalk 2 came into a hover, right, you're flying a really expensive helicopter, looking through toilet paper tubes, night vision, right? And that pilot looks, and he happens to see we've got a parked helicopter in the compound. He doesn't know if we've been shot down, a mechanical, what's going on. He just knows there's a parked helicopter in the compound. Mm-hmm. So he makes probably the best decision of the night that nobody will ever talk about, right? He could have pushed a bad position, tried to do the game plan and land on the roof. The odds are he would have crashed.
Why do you say that?
Well, I'll explain why we crashed. Our hover was at 40 feet. The compound was mostly 50 feet, right? That second helicopter would have hold a hover with the same weight at 15 feet higher. If we couldn't hold a hover at 40 feet, there was no way Chalk 2 was going to be able to hold a hover at 60 feet and lip land to let his crew off onto the roof. The odds are they would have crashed. So that pilot immediately says, okay, I'm going to do the safe thing. And he hovers his helicopter outside the compound into a field across the street and lands them out there. They thought they were going to the roof. Now they're outside the compound, outside the wall in a field across the street.
Shit.
So, yeah. Somebody ran to the door, let him in.
All right, Matt, we're back from the break. We had just left off. The helo crashed. The other one landed outside the compound. I think you guys are getting ready to link up.
Yep. My team was tasked with securing this building to the south of the compound. It was one of the other, Bin Laden had two facilitators that lived in the compound. And one of them lived in this southern little building inside the compound. So my team was tasked with that while the rest headed to the first floor of the main building. We got to the door of the little southern building. Door was locked. I know we'd made a little noise crashing our helicopters, but we're professionals here, right? We didn't want to make too much noise if we didn't have to. So my buddy that was there with me carried a sledgehammer, right? He starts banging on this metal door, trying to get it to open up, and it's not going to open. So, okay, we're not going to spend 5 minutes banging on this thing, and we got to get in. So I was going to use my explosives. I commented one of the first times I ever got shot at was through a door, right? And I've had that happen multiple times now. We just crashed into their compound. We just beat on their front door with a sledgehammer. The last thing I'm going to do is stand in front of their door setting my charge there. So I literally got on my knee as low as I could, setting my charge. And as I'm setting my charge, just above me, AK-47 through the door.
Holy shit, are you serious? Wow.
I picked up a little bit of frag in my shoulder, nothing crazy, but I carry a set of bolt cutters and a pouch on my back, right? Each handle can kind of come up. I can pull it out, cut my little bolt cutter setup. We got back from the mission. I was going through my stuff. There's a bullet stuck in the handle.
Are you serious?
So we got lucky with the crash. We got lucky with 30 seconds later at the door. Myself and my partner returned fire through the door blindly, and everything goes quiet.
Wow.
All right. I got to go back up. I got to get my charge on the door. I got to clap this thing off. We got to get in here, right? We got to, time's ticking. My buddy spoke Arabic, right? So he starts calling into the house in Arabic. And I swear to God, not 5 seconds go by and you hear the metal latch on the door inside and they're getting ready to come out. Like, why didn't we try this when we got here? This would have been way simpler, right? Just come on out, guys. Door opens up. It's a female holding a baby, 2 kids behind her. Her husband laying dead just inside the door. Perfect Arabic to my buddy. You killed him. He is dead. Talking about her husband.
Wow.
Pulled her out, right? Women and kids away, cleared the guns, cleared all the area, left them there, left the dead guy there, and then we rolled into the main house. While all that was going on,
Did you guys know where he was going to be?
Who?
Bin Laden.
The assessment was assessed that he most likely lived on the 3rd floor of the compound. Assessed, right? Assessed was Khalid, his son, lived on the 2nd floor, and another facilitator on the 1st, and another facilitator in this outbuilding. That was the laydown of what they assessed. Right, the guys from Chalk 2 had landed outside the wall. They came and got let in the compound. Now everybody's hitting the bottom of the main house, right?
Are you guys hitting the main house simultaneously, or did you?
One door on the house. The way the house was rigged, it had multiple doors to go in, but it had been configured on the inside to secure the stairwell going up, right? And we got in one side of the house, and there's a reinforced metal door at the bottom of the stairs. Sean may be hiding somebody upstairs if you have a reinforced metal door at the bottom of your staircase, right? Maybe a sign that you're hiding somebody upstairs, right? So all of these things you're thinking through, you're like, okay, shots fired at the first building. They want to get jiggy, right? We've got reinforced metal doors at the bottom of their stairs. That's odd, right? A couple charges and that went away. No power, pitch black, good night vision. It's not like you see in the movies with, Team America here to kick your ass and clear left, clear right, right? We're very calmly and quietly clearing the space. Got up to the 2nd floor. There had been an adult male and his wife engaged on the 1st floor. In the stairs up to the 2nd floor. What I remember, right? Seal in front of me. It just shot Khalid up the stairs. Right, Khalid was Bin Laden's son. We'd been told we think Khalid lives on the 2nd floor. We're literally standing on the 2nd floor. There's a set of ladder, stairs that go up to a landing and up. A little head pops down looking at us on the ceiling.
How did he hear you guys?
He had to have, right? I mean, anybody inside the house had plenty of time to wake up. They heard helicopters hovering, helicopters crash. They'd heard muffled gunfire, some explosions. Right? Outside buildings, 1st floor of the main building, and then now we're in the house. So they had more than enough time to assume there's somebody here that's...
Is it true that somebody yelled to Khalid in Arabic, he came out and then was popped?
Didn't yell, whispered. It's the sexiest move I ever saw in the SEAL teams. Whispered Khalid's name. You're on the 2nd floor. You see a head peek down the wall, look down at us, try and see who's down there. Couldn't tell, right? It's pitch black. We're quiet. We're not, hey, it's America. None of that. And that same SEAL, right, sat right next to me in the helo crash, right? In front of me on the stairs, and he literally whispers Khalid's name. Khalid. Khalid had heard gunfire, all this stuff. Then he hears somebody whispering his name. Not yelling it, nothing aggressive. Peeks around the corner and gets popped in the head.
Holy shit.
Falls down, rolls down a couple sets of stairs, AK-47. Right? He was literally right around the corner of the stairwell with an AK-47. Had we made our way up the stairs, all right, he would have popped the point man point blank as we rounded the corner. Maybe the rest of us. More importantly, he would have slowed our assault down, right? We'd given ourselves 30 minutes on target with a 10-minute window to spare. And had he stood at the top of the stairs shooting down, that would have slowed our assault up the stairs. I had to assault years ago. There was a guy at the top of stairs shooting down at us. And literally we threw a whole bunch of hand grenades up the stairs and then ran up right behind him. It's not the prettiest way to assault a set fixed position.
Yeah.
So thankfully, right, from a historical move standpoint, that was epic.
Was that rehearsed, or that just fucking happened like on the run?
Pull it out in the midst of stress and pressure and send it. And that is what I love.
Damn, that's
right?
amazing.
Like, that's just, come on, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Did you say anything?
No, I wouldn't have thought of any of that.
That was fucking genius.
I didn't think of any of that.
Wow.
But you got to think, right? Now you just heard some guy answer to the name Khalid, right? We've heard all the guys downstairs got guns, right? I got shot at the first floor. So, okay, whoever is in this house is putting up a fight.